Hello, welcome back to Lessons Learnt. This is Finish It Friday. I'm Sherry, and today we're going to see what I've finished and what you've finished. Don't have any complete finishes this week, but I have been working on this. Last week I showed you these blocks. This is week 1 of Pat Sloan's Block Wednesday that she has going on right now. And then this week on Wednesday we got instructions to do these 3 blocks. And I am using a jelly roll called Ladybird. And this is geared towards a jelly roll, using a jelly roll. Or you can use 2.5-inch scraps. Or you can use 2.5-inch strips from your scraps. Do you know how hard it is to say scraps and strips in the same sentence? So this is what I have finished. I guess you could say this week I did finish the Block Wednesday. Next week we'll have the souffle block, and there will be 2 here stacked on top of each other, and then in this position too. So what'll be nice is we can, start putting our rows together pretty quickly. And then Pat also suggested that we go ahead and work on the checkerboard border as well in the meantime. Otherwise, you'll just be doing all of that at the same time. So I need to work on that. I need to do, like 1 long strip per week, like a top, a bottom, or a left or a right side. Also, Wednesday's video, you saw me introduce a little invitation to sew this with me. It's the Red Delicious by Charisma Horton from the American Patchwork and Quilting. So if you didn't see that video, go ahead and watch that. I still only have my 2 test blocks that I did, which will actually be in the wall hanging in the quilt. So since then, I have gotten together some more blocks to do on that. I may actually have enough for everything, unless I change my mind on a color or something like that. Yeah, this is ready to go. It's all right here on this board. So these can actually go up over here just to kind of start working on those. Whoops, I got my little block sideways. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go right on in to your finishes right now. Alright, I changed positions because I'm having technical difficulties. The technology is dying on me, so I had to plug in, and I couldn't plug in what I needed to from where I was over there, so doesn't matter. Anyway, Tracy is first this week. Last week I was not able to open her pictures like I wanted to, so I told her she would be first this week. So she has several finishes here. The first one she has is a very colorful one, and it's basically just some giant half-square triangles. I'm not sure how big her squares are, but I can imagine taking a layer cake and another solid color like she did with her white, and making some giant half-square triangles, lining those up into that star formation. And with the line that she used, which I believe is called colors, you can see how she has her colors arranged to where they kind of give an ombre effect. Put some borders on there, and you've got a fantastic looking quilt. The other ones that she has several. This one, I believe, it's in a navy, a red, and some other lighter plaid looking prints. I don't know if those are wovens or not, but they certainly could be. And I believe this is the Toffee Bars pattern by Pat Sloan, possibly. And that turned out really good. I love the color combination. Very medium, not really soft, but not really stark either. So it makes a really nice looking quilt in that pattern. The next one I have for her here is a very colorful one. Looks like that black square is what's kind of uniting all of those colors. The blocks themselves are a black square, 2 small bars, and then 2 long bars going the opposite direction. So that's a great effect as well. Lots of polka dots there. And then here's one that is, let's see, what are these blocks called? They're called, they have a name. I think it's a Thimble Blossoms pattern, and I've been wanting to make these blocks. I'm thinking about trying to figure out a way to use a fat quarter bundle that I have for these blocks in the future, but I love the way they look and how you can arrange the colors and the prints to create that beautiful star, and then put all the different ones together to make a beautiful quilt. Love this. And then her last one here is a smaller one. It looks like she's using some greens and pale yellows, light blues, and a little bit of red, and got those flying geese flying toward the center. Very cool. And then here she has those stacked up in back from the Longarmer, I believe she said. There they are, the 5 quilts all stacked there and finished. I think she might need to do her binding yet. I'm not sure, but great finishes, really. Okay, so let me get back in order here in the right mailbox, and let's see who's next. It looks like Anne. She says, here are 2 quilts that I made for colleagues that just retired. I thought I would have another year to finish all of them. I have 6 more to go. All the tops are finished, but they need to be quilted. You will get my progress as I get them finished. Yes, send them again. The colorful one is a pattern called Facets. I love this one. And it's from an old Quilty magazine. And some of the fabrics are Trula Pink and June Bee from Ink and Arrow. Yes, I love that. And the quilting is pretty cool on each one of those facets there, those jewels. And then the other one, the gray and gold, is called Through the Woods by Sweetfire Road. And she said she designed this pattern herself. That's impressive. Very good job. You've got some squares that are snowballed, and you've got some, I believe those are called shoe flap blocks, maybe. But with all your different prints in the charcoal and the gray and the yellow, it makes a very effective design. Good job. I love gray and yellow together. And then Dolores has sent us a finished baby quilt here. She's used Charm Pack squares in the, let me see, my memory is just not functioning tonight. I know who those are by, and probably some of you, if you see the Paisleys in there, you know who that's by. So all of these are coordinated blocks from a line, and she did a great job there with her cozy, what is it called? Stippling. And then Laura has a cute baby quilt here. She said, this is a baby quilt I made for friends of my brother. Now, Laura lost her brother in the recent past, and she made a baby quilt for one of his friends. And she says they were so helpful and supportive during his battle with cancer, and they're expecting their first baby. Even though I don't really know them that well, I believe good deeds should be rewarded. I think my brother would be pleased. Yes. Laura has mad free motion quilting skills, and she also took on the challenge of doing a scalloped border. I believe she said in one of her Facebook posts that this was the first time she had ever done that, and it looks fantastic. You did a perfect job on it. Michelle has an original pattern here. She says this is a pattern that uses a lot of random 2.5-inch squares and was offset white rectangles on each row, so you don't have the matchy seams. And all the blocks are from leftovers from other quilts that we've made in the past 6 months. Yeah, I like it. I like your idea of offsetting a little bit. That's different. It turned out great. She has another one. She says she has it almost wait a minute. She says this quilt top came to us almost put together. We laid it out on the grass for the picture and decided it looked pretty good for a picnic quilt for fall. Pretty oranges and beiges. Yes. So you guys finished that up, and this was a lot of different vintage looking blocks out of the same Three fabrics, and the middles of some of the blocks are fussy cut, which is just yummy. Here's another one from Michelle. She says this one has been waiting to get finished for many years. It now has a special place on the back of her sofa. It's made completely out of hexes, and they were maintained all the way out to the edge of the quilt. Yes, I see that. Yeah, got that done. I'm working on mine. I'm not working on it. It's still there to be worked on. Here's another one from Michelle that is log cabins. She says hold on, there's two here. This quilt is called Sherbert Log Cabin. And the first one has been pared from some donated fabrics and white strips I found in my stash. The second one was cut out in 1978. And there were enough to make two nice size quilts. Cool. That's kind of vintagey in another way. It's kind of groovy, isn't it? Both of them are. Very good. Tamara has a beautiful quilt here. And everyone pay attention. Pay attention to how she staged her quilt for us to see it. You can see how it drapes over a chair. You can still see the design, and you can see a little bit of the back. So if you can kind of stage your quilts like that for your photos for Finish It Friday, that would be lovely. If you can't do that, if you're not good at it, or you're just kind of uncertain about doing that, hanging them up as you've been hanging them up or on your bed is fine. On the floor, whatever it takes. But I thought she did a great job of staging her quilt here. And I love the colors of this. Very rich, yummy colors. And the long arm quilting is perfect for it. She says she started this in 2016 and finally finished it in 2023. And the piece pattern is from booklet Turning 20 Again. And the quilting was done by Amy from Herding Cats Quilting. Like herding cats. Funny expression, isn't it? She chose a swirl and paisley motif using variegated thread, and it measures 62 by 74. Very good, Tamara. Helen. She is from Australia, and she has sent us pictures before. It's been a little while, but she says she made from ombre jelly roll and white and blue fabric that looks like clouds, border fabric, night sky, and backing dark blue and random white spots to represent rain. I have called it Sunrise Sunset. It is for my son and daughter-in-law's 20th wedding anniversary. Their home has a large picture window facing north, and they are very aware of the changes in the sky. The quilting done by a local Longarmer cloud and bird pattern that just sets off the story. She designed it herself, and she was influenced by motive pattern Tic Tac. Very good. They're going to love that. Very nice. Debbie. This is a baby boy quilt for a twin. When the gender of the baby number 2 is revealed, then I will make a companion quilt. After the second is finished, I will decide on quilting. Pattern is Tuckers. Very cute little elephant there, and not too hard. I see that that's pieced with only a few curved pieces here and there, but for the majority it is just regular piecing. Very nice. And then Pat has a flimsy, this is the Mercantile applique quilt by Lori Holt, and she just finished this. She only made 12 blocks instead of the 25 in the kit, so she has plenty of fabric left for other projects, and she loves these Depression era fabrics. And this is Pat from Washington State. And then Kathy, this wall hanging is by Beth Novak of Love to Sew. I came across this while looking for pineapple patterns. It finished at around 28 by 36. This will be a gift to one of my high school friends who just built a new home in Florida. The development where her home is used to be a pineapple plantation. I didn't know pineapples grew in Florida. I guess they would. I know they grow in Hawaii. so it will be a good fit. I will be visiting her in October along with several other girlfriends from high school for our girls' trip. We plan on helping her with decorating her new home. Well, this will fit just right in. And look at those Dresden plate pieces for the tops of the pineapples. That's clever. And then Kathy has one more here. She says, I got this back from my quilter and finished the binding today. This quilt is called Grandma's Lattice from So Can She. It finished at 76 by 76. It was easy and only required one jelly roll for the lattice. I will be shipping this to one of my high school girlfriends and her husband as a housewarming gift. They just moved into their new home they built in Florida. Her husband just had surgery, so I hope it brings him comfort. So this must be the same girlfriend, right? Yes, it is, because you're talking about how the pineapple themed quilt is going there too. Yes, so she's taken 2 quilts to her friend there. This is very cute. I love lattice themed prints, or lattice themed quilt patterns. Very nice. Let's see how many more we can get in. Daphne, this is her finish on the bed there, and this one's all quilted up. She says, hi again from Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. Hello, Daphne. Thanks for stopping in here. She said, I just thought I'd share a picture of my most recent finish. It's an It's So Emma pattern called Cream and Sugar, which my friend and I adapted from the suggested 20 plus shades of cream to 4 colors. The colors were distributed well throughout the quilt, and I am pleased with it. It's long-armed locally and is now bound. It's about 88 by 100. Wow, it's a big one. It's a good queen-size quilt. By the way, I completed this one in just under 6 months, unlike some of the UFOs I have. Yes, we all understand about the UFOs, but yes, this is very pretty. I like the 4 colors that you chose. Kind of a fallish theme, sort of. I have seen the cream and sugar pattern. I believe Annie over at Quilt Roadies is doing a quilt along with this pattern, and different ones of her subscribers are using different color sets as well for this. And then Joy, okay, this one's on the ground here outside in front of her lovely snowball bushes. She says, I've been busy making a graduation quilt for my granddaughter, Alex. She picked the colors, purple, pink, white, and some blue. I picked a 2-tone wide back and a purple floral. I'll be quilting it on the long arm next week. And then the second one, very nice on that first quilt. I like your deep pinks in there and the whites and blacks. The second one is a memory quilt I made for my neighbor's family. It's made from golf shirts and sports jerseys. It's the first memory quilt I've made and the first time I've worked with knits. I used interfacing on all the shirts. The family loved the way it turned out. Yeah, I like how it turned out too. And it just seems like everything coordinates so well. That green gingham and then the striped pillow ticking, and then you've taken the shirt logos and whatnot and put those in as fussy cut centers. I'm glad they're thrilled with that. It'll be something they'll cherish forever. Deb, these are so cute. She says, I recently finished these 2 quilts. I used coordinating fabric and fussy cut the small bears on the top and bottom of the panel. Quilting was edge-to-edge bees and flowers on Minky. And yes, we see that there. Love it. The Paddington Bear quilt was a 3-yard quilt, and I finally used the fabric that I had been saving for years. Pause on the Minky back for quilting edge-to-edge. Simple and quick pattern. That was the other one. The green, orange, and or deep orange, might be red, and the blue, and then with the blue the blue paw prints on the back in that blue Minky. Lovely. Love it. I love it. So you did a great job with those 2. Let's see. I think I have one more. I think we can squeeze it in. Okay. I wanted to share my latest finishes. These are from Michelle. She says, you asked me to resend the green dancing squares quilt once it was quilted. Forgot to get a photo of the back, but it is Galaxy Basil Luxe Cuddle. Ooh. So it's super cuddly. This one is for my husband, whose favorite color is green. Elise Byers did a fantastic job on both this one and my blue banana quilt. I want to take a look here real quick at this green one again. If my iPad will download it. Okay. Oh yeah, I like this. It kind of has a denim-y look to it, doesn't it? Oh yeah. Dancing Squares. The green one. Yes, I do remember us seeing this. I like this. I really like this. It just kind of looks like glass. And then you said you put a Luxe Cuddle in Galaxy Basil. So definitely a green. That's okay that you didn't send the back. We can imagine. And then the blue banana is a picnic quilt made from reclaimed denim and old home deck samples. Banana pattern from Perfect 10 book by It's So Emma from the Fat Quarter Shop. And figuring out the best layout for the blocks took some time, but was lots of fun. So now she's back to piecing the other 4 quilts that she's rotating between. Yeah, I like your little picnic quilt there. That looks really good. And the home deck fabrics. That'll be nice if you're going to use this for real for a picnic quilt. That's good sturdy material to use on the ground. I really like this design. I really do. I'll have to look that up. It's got sashing that's narrow and some that's thicker. That's different. And then I like how you did the denim. Very cool. Alright, that is all I have. I got them all in. This video might be 40 minutes long. I don't know. But so let me tell you all that you did a great job over the last couple of weeks. Thank you so much for all of your finishes and your nice photos. Very inspirational and motivational to get our UFOs done, to get all our projects together and quilted and bound. And even though not all of them were, like Michelle here, she sent hers again once it was quilted, and we'd love to see that. So anything you have finished, a quilt block, a quilt top, an entire quilt, whatever you have, send it along if you feel so inclined to LessonsLearnt2021@gmail.com. Alright, I will see you back here on Monday for Monday Quilt Chat, and then part 2 of the Red Delicious quilt on Wednesday, and then back around again for another quilt show on Finish It Friday. Have a great weekend. Try to sew a little bit every day if you can, and we'll see you soon. Bye!